Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of RevHang. We are late this week. It's going so well this season. But that's okay. I am Nathan, and alongside me is my good friend and co-host, as always, Ben Bagley. How you doing, Ben?
I'm doing good. We had some nice weather. Got some yard work done, which means I didn't work on the car at all. I'm at a point in the project car process where you have to start putting money down into things, and it's really a hard hurdle to get my mind through. It's like, oh, I just have to dump $350 into the steering so it can turn better. Yeah,
that's a shame.
It's rough. What do you mean I don't just have a perfect car that I bought for $4,000?
What do you mean? Well, this is not a Camaro fixing podcast yet. It might be in the future.
It never will be.
No, I guess.
Because
I'm not a Camaro, Corvette. That's right. I don't know why I even said Camaro, but my brain just said Chevy starts with a C.
Is that a Freudian slip?
Yeah, probably. So, this will never be a Camaro fixing podcast unless I buy a Camaro. You never know, Ben.
That'd be cool.
This is a racing podcast. Well, actually, not anymore. This is just a car podcast, so I don't even know what I'm saying. Yes, this is our
Welcome
podcast.
to the podcast.
Welcome to the show. Yes.
MLB The Show.
Not that one, but I do love that game. Yeah. That's probably around that time of year for me to start playing that again, as baseball is starting up here in a couple weeks.
Is it really?
Yeah.
I'm happy for you.
Deep into spring training right now. Anyway, it's definitely not a baseball podcast. So let's jump into some car stuff with automotive news first off.
Ooh.
As of yesterday, the nationwide new car days of inventory has risen past 75 days, which is definitely on the high end of the spectrum. About 15 days longer than car dealerships generally want cars on the lot. So if you're looking to buy a new car, I would do it soon because, well, things might get more expensive relatively quickly.
Yeah, what do you mean? Is this a recession indicator?
Well, there's a lot of things that could be recession indicators coming in the near future.
It makes bargaining kind of fun because you're like, you've had this car on the lot for over 2 months now. Like, I'll take it off your hands.
Yeah,
I will solve your problem.
Much. Yeah, you don't have to pay me much. Yeah, exactly. Without getting into too many things that this podcast is not about, things will start probably getting more expensive as the price of oil increases. Who knows where that's going to go.
Yeah.
But on the other side of the coin, Porsche is considering moving its production to the United States in response to tariffs imposed on Germany. So
the tariffs that are potentially dissolving soon?
Maybe, but also maybe not.
Yeah.
We're dancing around the politics
in
this one, Ben. But yes, it sounds like Porsche is considering moving production to the U.S., which I think would be cool. We would get Porsches made here, which would actually probably make the quality go down. But, you know.
I was going to say, yeah. How many things are really made here that you're like, wow, that means it's a really strong product versus being made in Germany or...
I mean, there's a reason that, like, people love that the Type R is made in Japan.
Yeah.
Because they're just so solid.
Yeah. Remind me which V6 of Toyota's lineup is having issues? The one that's built here?
Probably.
What about the identical V6 that's built in Japan?
Probably not having issues.
Interesting.
Crazy how that works.
Not to say that's a rule for everything, because like the NSX is built here, and that was pretty cool. And I don't really know if it had any reliability issues because they sold like 1,000 over the course of 10 years. But
yeah,
I mean there's some cool stuff that especially foreign automakers will build in the U.S. That do not have the same reliability issues as elsewhere. But I feel like recently it has been a trend where like being made in the U.S. isn't necessarily an asset to things anymore.
Yeah, that depends on the product, but cars are definitely on that list of things that are not, not great anymore. Or not as good, I should say. Speaking of Japanese production cars, Nissan has appointed a new CFO, George Leondis, with the intent to reduce costs, streamline the workforce, aka lay off 20,000 people, and revive the brand. So maybe Nissan's going to do a Dodge thing where they just fire everybody and then do something to revive the brand that fails miserably, and then they have to go back to what they did before.
Hey, it kind of worked because it failed again, and now Tim Kuniskis is back, and, well, we'll see.
As I said, do what they did before.
Yeah.
I don't know. What's Nissan? What are your opinions on Nissan, Ben? Because I have a lot of opinions on Nissan.
I think the Nissan Z, as somebody who strictly sits on the sidelines and reads and watches what other people have said about it, was largely disappointing for what it was supposed to be.
Yeah.
I guess, especially what the 350 and 370Z were. I think that most of their cars are made for the absolute most average consumer.
Yeah, they're very cheap.
Built cheaply, like very little personality. Essentially, like made to a price point.
What do you
and
mean
made
that
to a
CVT
point.
is amazing?
Yeah, that's part of it.
Yikes.
Even their engines, like I know the VQ has a lot of supporters, but aside from that, like a lot of their engines are pretty lackluster. Their cars don't really have any super notable features, and it seems to me that most of the excitement around the brand stems from waiting for them to bring back body-on-frame SUVs that were popular in the 2000s, which is not a good thing for the brand. That being said, I have heard the the new Nissan Sentra is quite cheap and actually pretty nice.
It does look pretty nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're kind of.
I look forward to renting one in the future.
I will say the budget brands, or the things that used to be referred to as budget brands, are actually, I feel like the quality's going up. Like Nissan is getting better than it was a couple years ago. Kia is a lot better than it was.
Kia and Hyundai are kind of taking over.
Hyundai, I don't know.
Hyundai and Kia are the same company, mind you.
I know. Yes, but
and
I feel
Hyundai
like
is the one who makes the N cars.
Yes, but the N cars still have like Hyundai problems.
Yeah. But the RX-8 had Mazda problems, and people still love that.
You had to.
So would you say
you just
an Elantra N, a front-wheel drive, limited slip differential, 276 horsepower turbo 4 that cracks and popples and handles really well, is like, I don't know. I'm trying to bridge. There's a connection in my mind that I'm trying to make, but like, yeah, they do have like some reliability issues, and they're not the nicest interiors.
I think I may be biased against the Elantra N because my wife won't let me buy one.
Oh, the spoiled grapes.
Yeah. Her mother worked at Hyundai for a while, and she made Fia promise not to ever let me buy a Hyundai. Which, you know, I never had a desire.
So cool.
Never had a desire to buy an Elantra or a Hyundai until I started looking at cars and realizing that the Elantra N is like.
You can see the strut bracing in the trunk.
It's so good.
It's so cool.
Yes, the Elantra N was on my list for a good while, and then I was told no. So.
Oh, darn.
It's unfortunate. I have to make responsible decisions. I have to
Yeah,
buy a car
shame.
that's gonna last me for 10 years.
Yeah,
Sure.
that is one thing, is like you can't be sure that a lot of these brands will last for 10 years. And I feel like, again, that's something that's kind of gone downhill. Like in the past, you used to be able to say, oh yeah, you can buy this Nissan, it'll last for 400,000 miles. Or,
Oh yeah, forever. And
But-
it'll be cheap to fix if you have to.
yeah, a lot of these legacy brands even are not there anymore.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, yeah, I love what Nissan used to be. Like their sports cars, the 350, 370, awesome. Even older, back into like the 90s, 80s, 90s, super great. My old roommate had a like 2004 Xterra. It's a manual.
The Xterra is really cool.
So good.
Field Pathfinders, even like the Maxima
Yeah.
was like a really cool like little sports sedan thing. Well, not little, but it was, you know, a cool sports sedan that came with the motor from the 370.
Yeah.
You used to be able to get the Ultima with the same motor. Like they kind of had a niche for like, it was almost like the enthusiast niche.
They were kind of like an alternative brand. Yeah.
Yeah. Like if you're an enthusiast, you bought a Nissan because you knew that they were as good or better than what Honda or Toyota was making in that enthusiast segment of off-roading or sports cars.
Yeah, for sure. So I think Nissan's kind of fallen from grace a little bit, but I hope they figure it out and come back. Because I think they're a cool brand, and I would hate to see bad things happen to them more than they already have.
More bad things, yeah. Surely this CEO won't abscond in a suitcase.
Yeah. Yep. So that's automotive news. To sum that last segment up, my wife won't let me buy an Elantra, and then Ben won't let me buy a WRX. So,
no, Subaru won't let you buy a WRX.
Yeah. All right, let's move into IndyCar. Moving into IndyCar, we were in Phoenix this week.
Yep, not a super speedway. I learned
not a super speedway. That I told Ben incorrectly that it was a super speedway.
Just a regular speedway.
I had only seen pictures of Phoenix, and I saw pictures of the grandstands, which are super built up on one side of the track. And I assumed that was the way it was around the rest of the track, leading me to assume that it was a super speedway. It is not. It's just got massive bleachers on one side of the track. So, with that being said, let's talk about qualifying. David Malukas was on pole position with blinding speed.
Yeah, like insane. Like, I really like the ghost car that they showed during qualifying. I don't know if you saw that, but
yeah, briefly.
Yeah, they had like almost like a Forza style ghost car for the other driver to like chase as you watched the lap go around, and none of them really even got close to Malukas. It was kind of incredible, just like his line in the speed he was able to carry through it versus other drivers.
Yep. Right behind him was Joseph Newgarden in second, and Mick Schumacher qualified in fourth on his first oval qualifying. Very good stuff from the rookie.
Yeah.
Very impressive. Moving into the race, Alex Palou got crashed out early. I think it was what's his name? Ferrucci, I think.
It was VK.
Was it VK? It was VK. That's right.
Yeah, he pinched VK into a wall and took both of them out pretty much.
Yeah, that's right. So Palou was out of the race, and that was kind of a shock. You don't see that too often.
Really ruined our predictions charts.
It really did. Rasmussen was absolutely flying through the field, out front for a good chunk of the race. Looked like he had a win in hand. And then he crashed into Will Power. Well, more like Will Power crashed into him.
Yeah. Will Power even apologized, which...
Did he?
The rare Will Power apology.
That's wild.
Yeah. Or at least took responsibility.
I didn't know that. That's a crazy fact. So Will Power crashed into Rasmussen as Rasmussen was passing him. Actually
almost
took
the same
power.
way as Palou, actually.
Yeah. Took power kind of out of the race. It gave him a flat tire. He had to come in and get changed, and damaged Rasmussen's car, which he was able to keep driving for most of the rest of the race until it finally kind of gave out on him at the end.
So close, though.
He was so close. I was rooting for him. But then Joseph Newgarden, he had 5 pit stops and somehow just like blew past everybody. So
he had the fuel.
Joseph Newgarden, once again, king of the ovals, as he is known.
Is he so back?
He might be so back. So top 5 in that race were Newgarden, Kirkwood, Malukas, O'Ward, and Armstrong with a good showing.
Yeah, Kirkwood. Yeah. Kirkwood and Malukas both had pretty decent races, even though Malukas started up front. He just kind of was able to hold it because, I mean, he was
there the whole time. Yeah.
And then Kirkwood kind of came out of nowhere, too.
Yeah. Well, Newgarden started... Where did he start? No, he started second.
He started second.
Who was it? Who was it that started like... it was Dixon. Scott Dixon, I think, right?
Oh, yeah.
He started like way back in the field and then like made his way up to 7th.
Yeah.
So good stuff.
Yeah, because Dixon crashed out of qualifying, I think.
That's right, yeah. Leave it to the man. Scott Dixon, still one of the best drivers out there. He's kind of flying under the radar every year now, though. And yet he always finishes like top 3 in the championship.
Yeah, well, somebody's got to teach Palou how to do it.
Right. So championship standings, your new top 5 are Newgarden, Kirkwood, McLaughlin, O'Ward, and Palou back down in 5th. Newgarden has a whopping 19-point lead on Alex Palou, which for Alex Palou just must be insurmountable. There's no way. There's no way that the next race he will regain the lead of the
Surely
championship.
not.
So is Newgarden so back? I would say no, not yet. I'm not convinced.
But maybe.
But maybe on ovals. Yeah. We'll see. But
we're seeing signs of life from Penske overall, which is definitely like the team kind of fell off last year, and that's I think where some of Newgarden's issues came from.
Yeah.
So seeing the team be back and really strong on ovals and road courses, kind of like we're used to, it does give me hope.
Yeah. On the opposite side of the spectrum, Will Power is still doing Will Power
He's
things
learning
from last year.
He's learning the hard way about why Colton Herta and Kyle Kirkwood were so
cursed
there or not
in
the previous seasons. They're either winning or dead.
Andretti things.
Yeah, just Andretti things. Granted, this is kind of a disaster of his own making.
Yes. As was the one in St. Pete. He just kind of drove into a
Which
wall.
brings us to the curse thing more so than anything.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's unexplainable, but it happens anyways.
He hasn't had any pit stop issues yet, so
Yeah.
they've got it figured out now. Colton Herta, branching off that topic a little bit, had an okay start to his F2 career. He crashed out in practice or qualifying. I think it was practice. Yeah. But then he qualified okay. He finished 7th in the feature race. Still getting his sea legs under him, I think, in F2, but not horrible.
Yep.
Or as the graphic in on the F2 Instagram page called him Colin Herta.
Colin Herta.
Missed the T. Yeah. So Rasmussen, we talked about being very fun to watch, and Dennis Hauger also doing very, very well for a rookie.
Yeah, he did really well in St. Pete too, or at least in qualifying he did, right?
Yeah, well, yeah, I think he finished like 6th.
Yeah.
And in this one, he got spun around and kept it out of the wall in one of the most incredible saves I've ever seen.
Oh, yeah. That was really good.
Yeah.
I don't think I've really ever seen a save like that on an oval.
Yep. So, good stuff from him. That rounds off IndyCar. Let's move on to our next subject.
A little bit of a break from racing. I have a question. What do you think is the best way to buy a used car nowadays? That's something that we both have experience with. We both bought our fair share of used cars.
I am not qualified to give advice.
Not in how to get a reliable car or how to fix your taste in used cars.
Thanks.
More
Brad.
so like, what is the most satisfactory way to buy a used car? Is it buying it from a dealership where you kind of have like the security? Sometimes you get like a warranty, certified pre-owned, or something like that, but it's more expensive. Or buying first party from the owner, not getting any guarantee, but maybe a better price.
I think if you don't know anything about cars and you don't know how to like work on cars, I think the dealership is the way to go. If you know what to look for when you're buying a used car, if you know what sounds are supposed to sound like and what they're not supposed to sound like, I think private party is the way to go. Because when I bought my RX-8, yes, it had issues, but I got a really good deal on it, and I was able to, like, the alternator had problems, and I got it home, and I swapped the alternator in like an hour, and it ran fine for like a year, and I probably could have kept it running. I just life happened, and I didn't have time to keep it running.
Yeah. Owning an RX-8 is kind of like having a garden. You got to weed it.
Yeah, that's
every
right.
weekend.
Every day.
It takes up all your weekend time, and if you don't, then it looks terrible, and things stop flowering. Yeah.
Yes. And then I got my Mazda Speed at a dealership where it was running great when I bought it. Right when the warranty they sold me expired, it started not running great, and blew a turbo, oil cooler, all the things, and so that wasn't great. And I also got screwed over on the loan. So, I kind of have a sour taste in my mouth with dealerships, but as I'm about to go buy a new car at a dealership, but I would say it's probably your safer bet to buy at a dealership if you don't really know what you're looking at.
Yeah, it's kind of the enthusiast gamble, because most of the time I would at this point I would prefer if my friends who I offer car advice to would buy their vehicles from dealerships.
Yeah.
Because it's a little bit more security for them. It is a lot. There is a pretty big price delta, and some dealerships are just miserable to work with, as you can attest to.
Yep. Yeah.
But the ability to have like a warranty, and they'll have the Carfax, which save $50 on a Carfax report. If it's a good dealership, like an actual manufacturer dealership or something like that, not just like a used car lot, generally the cars will go through a whole inspection on a lift, which I don't have a lift.
I also don't have a lift.
So they can catch things.
Yeah, there are exceptions to that. You gotta make sure you find a good dealership. That's one thing. When you're buying a car from a dealership, definitely like look at reviews, and not just on Google, but like look on Reddit and other places.
Yeah.
Not that Reddit is like usually a trustworthy source, but I think for this,
sometimes there's real people on Reddit.
Sometimes
there are real people, and they can offer real advice.
But definitely vet your dealerships before going, because there are some that are super shady, and there are some that are great. So, yeah, generally at the great ones, you'll pay more, but you won't get screwed over.
Yeah, you'll be in and out. No, won't be a huge hassle.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I bought my fair share of used cars. I bought my truck that I daily drive every day, just used from a guy.
Yeah.
And that went fine. It's an eco diesel, so every day I wake up in terror that maybe this is the day that the crankshaft grinds itself to pieces, or it just randomly blows a hole in the case or something like that. But so far so good.
There's plenty.
Yeah, there's plenty of wood in here. So like that was a pretty positive experience. Obviously, like I had to go to a bank and get the loan and all that, and that's kind of miserable.
Yeah, that's kind of the worst.
And then I did buy my wife's car, another daily driver, from the dealership, certified pre-owned, for it. I mean, not cheap for sure. I definitely could have gotten it way cheaper from Craigslist, but
yeah.
Especially since it's a plug-in hybrid, like I'm not doing any work in that. I'm not touching any of the orange spaghetti under there.
That's another thing, is if you're buying an electric or plug-in hybrid, you might want to go dealership.
Yeah, especially certified pre-owned if the vehicle's new enough. It's almost a new car price, honestly.
Yeah.
But you're essentially getting what can be argued is pretty much a new car.
Yeah.
Like that's what we bought it as. It had like 40,000 miles on it, but
it's 100 clarity. Yeah, that's basically new.
So I don't know. I used to be kind of poo-poo on dealership buying, but as I've gotten older and gotten more experience with it, dealerships just they really do simplify the process, and they take some of the mystery out of it. At least the dealerships that I've been to that are pretty good.
It's kind of funny how that works. You get older and things that you
want
never
things to
thought.
Be less work.
Yes, like I think I might just go get my oil changed from here on out rather than changing my own.
I mean, it's so cheap to go to
worth it.
An oil change place, and there are some horror stories, but again, if you have a good one and they do good work every time, like it's about the same price to get my truck oil changed at the Valvoline or whatnot that I usually go to as if I did it myself, except if I did it myself, it would take an hour and a half.
Yeah, and you'd get dirty and
I get all nasty. And yeah.
So it's kind of worth it to just spend the extra $20-$30 maybe.
Yeah, and if I do something wrong, I just kick myself. If they do something wrong, I can sue them.
Exactly. You got insurance.
I think. I haven't read the contract, but there's got to be something like that.
I will say, one time, like, I had to take it in one time. I think it was just, like, so cold outside.
Which one is it, by the way?
It was a Jiffy Lube, so that might have been my problem.
No, which car?
Oh, my Mazda Speed 3.
Okay.
Sorry.
Context.
Yeah. They did the oil, and they over-tightened the bolt. And so that's a very common thing you'll get because they use guns. And I had to go buy a breaker bar when I changed my oil the next time because it was on so tight. So that was a bit of a pain. Just be prepared for that.
Yeah.
So it ended up costing me more because I had to go buy a new tool.
Yeah, unless you continue to take it to them, and then it's their problem.
Yes.
For over tightening it. You're like, who did this last time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, anyway, that will.
I guess the answer is it depends, but kind of leaning towards dealership at this point.
Yeah, I think that's where we're both at.
Yeah.
At this stage in life.
Obviously, you can't buy like classic cars from dealerships.
No.
Unless you really want to get ripped off.
I would say if you have money and you're able to buy a daily driver and then buy a fun/project car, definitely get your fun cars used. Don't go buy like a new Mustang if it's gonna be your weekend car.
Yeah.
So that would be my advice there. Get yourself like a early 90s like NA Miata. There you go.
Those are going up in price. I don't know if that's a good recommendation anymore.
No,
how expensive they're
maybe
getting.
not. I'm not thinking
We
about
have to
money
find
now.
a money alternative to
Money
the
alternative?
NA Miata. The
Oh,
NA
boy.
Miata, like the best value 90s car.
Like MR2 maybe.
I was even gonna say like Ford Escort with the Z-Tech.
Oh, there you
If
go.
you can find one. They're kind of
Yeah.
harder to find, but they're cheap. They're front wheel drive, which is but they got kind of a cool, like, it's Ford's version of VTEC motor. Super lightweight, looks kind of like a rally car.
There you go.
Well, yeah, they're kind of dumb looking, but
If you're willing to spend big bucks on repair bills, you can get like pretty sweet BMWs for pretty cheap.
that is true.
But
Like a 2003 325i that somebody's already clapped out for you.
it's already slammed.
Yeah,
It's
I've already
static.
ruined it for you.
It's completely static
Congratulations.
already. Yeah, have fun with your back problems for the rest of your life.
Yeah,
Um,
nobody will respect you.
Moving into F1. We were in Australia for week 1 of the Formula 1 season. In qualifying, Mercedes was ahead of the rest of the pack by 0.8 seconds. Absolute blinding speed.
Yeah.
I think Antonelli was ahead by 0.6 and Russell was like 0.8. It was
Just
wild.
absurd. Yeah.
Verstappen crashed in Q1 and he started 20th.
Yep.
Yeah, because Stroll and who else started behind him? I don't
Was
remember
it not
who
just
qualified.
Stroll and Alonso?
I think maybe Bottas.
Maybe Bottas.
No, Alonso qualified actually pretty well.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Anywho.
so he started near the back and actually cut through the field very quickly in the race. Hadjar also did very well in qualifying with
Yeah.
P3?
He was up there.
3 or 4, yeah.
Yeah.
Moving into the race, there was a lot of action at the beginning with Leclerc and Russell going back and forth for the first. It was entertaining, like edgier seat stuff for like the first 10 laps or so. And then the reliability issues started. Hülkenberg did not start the race with reliability problems. Hadjar, his engine failed. Bottas's gearbox failed, ? We think it was the gearbox. It didn't sound like an engine. And then Alonso and Stroll had to retire early as predicted because of their car. Cadillac did not do super well in this race. I was kind of disappointed. They were very slow. But they were out there.
They were. Hey, they finished a race with one of their drivers.
Yep.
That's about all you can hope for,
Yeah.
honestly. Beyond my wildest dreams, their placement was, granted, a technicality, but I'll take it.
Hey,
You got to start somewhere.
Perez only finished 3 laps down.
Yeah.
Oh, 2018 Williams, where you at? Or 2019 Williams, that was the really bad one.
Yeah. I will say this race had more DNFs due to technical issues with the cars than in 2022, which was a season in my most recent memory that had a lot of,
Yeah.
especially early in the season, reliability issues. In the first race in Bahrain, there were 3 retirements. Verstappen, Perez, and Gasly. In this race, there were how many were there due to technical issues, would you say?
So technical
Considering
issues
that
was
Piastri crashed out
Hülkenberg.
because he allegedly also had a technical issue.
It was Hülkenberg, Hadjar, Bottas, Alonso, and Stroll.
Did Piastri really continue racing?
Piastri crashed.
Piastri crashed, but I think he crashed because
No, he just hit a
was
curb
some, like,
weird.
Okay.
Yeah, he hit the curve of death in Australia like you do in the F1 game, and the same thing happened.
Excellent. Okay, so 5.
Yeah.
You'd say 4, 5.
What was it? 5, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. So
That sounds right.
that's a lot. That is more than we've seen in a while.
Yeah. I'm hoping Aston Martin can make a car that can finish a race.
Yeah. Did you see? Oh my gosh, I saw Copium on Reddit. A guy posted like an essay on how he thinks that Adrian Newey is sandbagging because he designed a car to fit regulations that aren't in place yet, because he thinks that Newey thinks that regulation no he thinks that Newey knows that regulations are going to change to downsize the batteries, so he purposely designed for a smaller battery and then made it huge to sandbag, so that way when they downsize the batteries he'll have a design advantage because they designed the car to have a smaller battery.
How would that affect the vibrations that they're having? At all?
This guy is speculating that the vibrations
the battery
are a lie.
The vibrations are a lie.
Yeah. He's saying that they're lying about the vibrations, and that it would just be, they could come out and say, oh, we made a couple tweaks to the suspension and the engine mounting, and all the vibrations are gone. And then suddenly have the fastest car because Adrian Newey somehow knew that the regulations would be so poor that they would specifically downsize the battery, I think, to the exact size that he designed it for.
So all the rest
which would
of
allow
F1,
them to win.
While the rest of F1's playing checkers, Adrian Newey's playing chess.
Yeah, essentially. And that was the most insane thing that I've read.
I love
in
that
a long
theory.
time on F1 Reddit.
I love that
so
theory,
funny.
but it's not true. There's no way.
It made my day. It made me feel like, damn, what if he's right?
What if he's right?
Would that be so crazy?
That would be insane. There's no shot, though.
Yeah, that's not happening.
No shot. No. You couldn't convince your sponsors to be like, hey, we're going to have a car that can't even finish races.
And it's all part of the plan.
Yeah, it's all part of the plan. Aramco, one of the largest oil companies in the world. Yeah, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
That's hilarious, though.
It gave me a good laugh. It was pretty funny.
Yeah. Piastri crashed on the way to the grid before the race even started. That's a shame. In his home race, the Australia curse continues. Audi, though, was very impressive, other than Hülkenberg not starting the race. He was fast and in qualifying, and Bortoleto was as well, and Bortoleto finished 9th.
In the points.
Taking home 2 points in their first Grand Prix. Very impressive for Audi.
Alpine was in the points, too.
Alpine looked pretty good.
I mean, they'd have to really be trying to have a Mercedes engine and not be in the points with where the rest of the field is.
Yeah, I mean, Williams, though, also. So.
Well, Williams has other problems, other issues. I think they might have gone back to using the Excel spreadsheet to design their car this year.
Maybe. It's definitely not their drivers. I still think they have one of the most solid driver lineups on the grid.
Great driver lineup.
Yeah. Super underrated driver lineup.
It's almost like the Bottas-Perez driver lineup, but minus like 7 years.
Yeah.
In terms of performance and
For sure. I mean, I think in terms of raw skill in the lineup, it's probably McLaren first, then Ferrari, and then you've got a real case for Williams third.
Mm-hmm.
Probably Cadillac fourth, and then like Mercedes fifth.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that will do it for the race. The results, top 5 were Russell, Antonelli, Leclerc, Hamilton, and Norris. Verstappen finishing 6th after starting 20th.
Pretty good.
Very good stuff.
Yep.
So let's talk about it. How did you feel about the new regulations in the first race, Ben?
I think artificial racing is actually a better way to explain it than I have been able to. But that's definitely kind of what it feels like. Like, it's manufactured. Yeah. Like, everything is so... DRS is kind of like this, where, like, you can only use it in certain zones at certain times with certain deltas to the driver in front.
Yeah.
But it was a little bit more ubiquitous, I feel like.
Yeah.
This feels... Yeah, artificial is a good word for it, I think. I think there is passing happening, but, like, the limits on when you can use the different modes, the limits on when it can happen, I feel like there'd be more passing if everybody's cars were the same all the time.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so. I will say, I think the smaller cars, lighter cars, make a big difference.
Yes, but you could do it on smaller, lighter cars without everything else.
Yes. I think X mode, I'm not really sure about how I feel about that yet.
I drove a Subaru with X mode once.
I drove a BMW with X drive. Anyway, I'm not sure how I feel about the everybody gets DRS thing. It's fine, I guess. The problem is it really makes like Slipstream kind of useless. I honestly would rather have them not have active arrow. Like no one gets DRS.
What benefit are they really gaining from active arrow if they all get it at the same time in the same locations?
I would rather nobody gets it because then Slipstream is much more of a factor, and then they gotta do something about the batteries, because I mean, yes, it's creating more passing, but it's not like, it doesn't seem like it's about who breaks later, who's more daring,
who's got the better
line, who's got more skill with the grip. It's more about who's better at pushing the buttons at the right time. So I don't know. We'll have to see more races. I thought it was very entertaining, but I'm not sold yet.
Well, we think it's still entertaining in 23 races is the question.
Yeah, I do think that we're going to get some absolute bangers this year. Problem is like, at what cost?
Yeah.
So, I don't know. That's how I feel about that, is we'll have to keep watching and see how things pan out, because Australia is also kind of a weird track. It's very high speed, but also like, I don't know. The long straights
tracks will be a little bit more exciting.
I think so. Monaco is going to be interesting, for sure.
Do you think the cars are small enough that they could pass?
I think the battery is going to have a big thing, like a big, because they're gonna be generating so much that everyone's gonna have battery most of the time. So people using their boost and overtake in different ways, I think is gonna help.
I think qualifying will be even more entertaining.
Yeah.
But I don't know if the racing will be necessarily any better.
We'll see.
We'll see. Yeah.
What I'm very interested to see is how places like Monza or Baku with the super long straights, how that's gonna pan out. That's gonna probably kill the regs for me, is seeing a race where it's like, oh, okay, there it is.
Pretty noticeable in Australia, which I didn't think it would be as noticeable as it was.
Yeah. So you get the longest straight, like, oh man, Vegas.
Oh. Yeah. Just be glad that they're not racing at the IndyCar Independence 250, which is just 4 corners with straight lines connecting them.
Hey, we're Americans. We don't know how to turn. It is a clockwise track, though. We're making right turns. That's the least American thing about it.
Excellent, yeah.
I'm surprised they're not driving past the White House. That's kind of surprising to me.
Well, you wouldn't want the security risk.
I guess that's fair. You don't want an IndyCar flying over the White House gate.
Well, that would at least be an exciting thing.
It would be very exciting.
Anyways.
Watch Joseph Newgarden get swarmed by Secret Service.
He'd fight his way out.
Yeah, probably. The king of corn strikes again.
He's too strong. He's
All
so
right.
handsome.
Let's move into... Oh, we haven't even touched on the rest of it. Apple TV has taken over for F1 TV. I don't know. Was it on ESPN? I don't think it was.
I don't have ESPN. Couldn't tell you.
I couldn't find it on ESPN. Did you watch it on Apple TV?
I did, yeah. I used Emily's parents' account.
Solid.
Yep. The best thing I can say is that it was exactly like watching on F1 TV, except they have an app for Google TVs for Apple TV.
Yes.
Which makes the experience of actually getting to the race
better.
Significantly better.
A lot better.
But in terms of actually watching it, I didn't think about it once, to be honest.
I did.
Oh, you did?
Yes, I did. So here is my thoughts, because I was a longtime F1 TV subscriber, and I didn't even remember that Apple TV bought the rights to F1 until I went on to F1 TV and discovered that I was locked out because of I was region locked. and I couldn't unregion lock myself with a VPN because my subscription is region locked.
Excellent.
And so, yes. So I had to use Apple TV, which I already had. So that was fine. The app, much better. Like Ben said, the Apple TV app is much more user-friendly than the F1 TV app.
And
it's
the fact
not even
that it
close.
exists on Android TV
Yes.
is excellent. Yeah.
Not even close. No contest there. Coming from F1 TV, I always watch the international broadcast with Crofty and Martin Brundle as the announcers. So coming back and not having any access to them was a little sad.
I didn't see. That's the one thing I didn't notice because I always watch the
F1.
the F1 TV broadcast because I can't stand Crofty.
Really?
I'm sorry, I can't.
That's fair. I get it. I will say it took some adjusting, but I think the announcers did a pretty good job. Another news, Danica Patrick got fired by Formula One,
Excellent.
So she is no longer on the grid. I actually love that. But
that was my other reason for watching the F1 TV broadcast.
Yes. So I think the announcers did a very good job. I think it was good that they had David Coulthard in the booth with them. I hope that continues because he's pretty good.
He's usually up there.
Yeah. One thing I also did notice that I liked was I feel like the sound was better. I don't know if it's just the new cars, but
I would bet the Apple's probably at a higher bit rate than the F1 TV app.
Probably that could be it too.
I did notice like the visual fidelity, even though it's still 1080p, which, like, come on, you're the most advanced racing series in the world. Can we please have a 4K option, or maybe like a full 60 hertz option, or 1080p 50 is just
it's not doing it for you.
Not doing it for me. Yeah.
Yes, I think the
bit
sound
rate is better, and I think that affects the sound a lot.
Sound was way better. Picture. I never had any weird buffering or pixelation, which I did on the F1 TV.
I got a lot of buffering and clipping.
Yeah,
with the F1 TV stream.
That was just because the app was horrible. I think. It was just so bad. And then, picture was good, and I think that the actual race direction was better.
Interesting. I didn't really notice a huge thing with that. I will say I didn't like this. The pre-race show is part of the broadcast.
That was
if
interesting
you go back and
to
watch
me,
it, and that was really annoying because I don't really want to sit around and watch the announcers talk about what they think about the race before it's happened.
Yeah,
I don't care about any of that. I don't I'll get that news by reading it myself, and I can read a lot faster than the announcers can talk.
Yes, that's fair.
So having to skip forward an hour and 20 minutes through the broadcast just to get to the race was kind of annoying. Yeah. I had Emily do that part for me.
There you go. I have to do that when I watch IndyCar races because I have cable TV, and so
see, that's where you're trying to use a VPN to watch the F1. Use a VPN to watch IndyCar.
Yeah,
it's so much better. Or just wait a day and watch the full broadcast on YouTube.
Good, yeah.
Which is awesome. I did that for the first time for the Phoenix race.
Yeah.
And it was great.
Is it?
Yeah.
No commercials?
I have YouTube Premium.
There you go.
Yeah, no commercials.
So does it just skip? Do you get time skips, or like how does that work? Or does it just show the
entire... It just shows the race. That's what it does for the IndyCar Live streams that they do. And I have IndyCar Live too, but I don't know if I need to. I'm okay with watching the race a day after.
If it means no ads, that actually might be
and that's
worth
how it was for IndyCar Live, is there's no ads or anything like that.
That might be the play.
It just shows the racing with no announcements or anything.
There you go.
It's pretty cool.
That's pretty sweet.
But yeah, highly recommend for IndyCar, kind of off topic, but if you can wait a day and you can avoid spoilers, just watch the whole thing on YouTube. It's awesome.
That's pretty sweet. Moving on to drivers' opinions about the new regulations. They don't like them.
Not good, Bob.
They really, really don't like him, except George Russell. He loves them. And Toto Wolff.
Yeah.
Toto Wolff is loving life right now. The rest of the drivers not
Toto Wolff's got that 2019 grin on him.
Yeah. He really does. And then is Mercedes that far ahead?
Yes.
Currently, yes. Over the course of the season, I don't know. We'll see. I think China's going to be very telling.
Yeah. But we've seen teams that are far ahead before summer break and then not as far ahead after summer break, like Red Bull in 2020. 4.
Yeah.
And like if you can build a good enough lead, it doesn't really matter. If you build a sufficiently fast car at the start, you can pretty much coast on that.
Yeah, that's true. I do think that when their engines get nerfed at the summer break, that's going to have an effect.
If their engines get nerfed.
If they get nerfed. But we'll see on that. Oh, also, it was just announced, or I saw today, that McLaren was not running the most up-to-date engine software for the Mercedes engine.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
In Australia. So
Mercedes just didn't give any of the teams the most recent engine software, I think.
That's great.
Is actually how it works. So, like, Williams, not Aston because they're running Hondas. McLaren, who else runs? Alpine.
Yeah.
Is that it?
I think so. I feel like we're forgetting one, but I don't think we are. Everyone else uses Ferrari.
Oh, yeah, Audi has its own. I forgot about that.
Yeah, Audi has its own. Haas uses Ferrari. Cadillac uses Ferrari. Sauber uses Ferrari. Or Audi, not Sauber. Audi uses Audi.
I think.
I think they're the only ones.
Yeah. Huh, okay.
Yeah, so it's just those teams.
But
Aston Martin's using Honda.
Yeah, so maybe we'll see a significant uptake in performance next race for the other Mercedes-powered teams.
Maybe. All right, let's move into our weekly predictions.
Indeed.
Last week, IndyCar was in Phoenix. Pole position, Ben. What did you say?
I had Dave Malukas.
I had Joseph Newgarden, and it went to David Malukas.
Little Dave time. Very fast.
Yes. Podium was, well, actually, do I usually read these first? I think I do. Podium was Newgarden, Kirkwood, and Malukas. What did you say, Ben?
I had Malukas, Pillow, and Lundgaard.
And I had Newgarden, Pillow, and Rasmussen. I forgot how I do the podcast.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Winning number of pit stops. No, I do. I do ask you first. What you say, Ben?
I had 3.
I had 2, and it was 5.
If you add them together, yeah, Newgarden took an absurd amount of pit stops.
No, I do say the number first. I need to go look now. I'm like gaslighting myself.
Go back and review the tapes.
Newgarden did have.
I think it's just as exciting either way.
Stops. Yes, either way. All right, top 5 for F1 to remind everybody. I know I say this first. Russell, Antonelli, Leclerc, Hamilton, and Norris in Australia. What'd you say, Ben?
I had Verstappen, Norris, Russell, Leclerc, and Piastri was signed as my dark horse. I completely missed on all of them.
I had Russell, Piastri, Verstappen, Norris, and Hamilton with Hülkenberg as my dark horse. And I got Russell, right?
There you go.
So
setting the tone for the rest of the season.
Yep. Fastest lap, what'd you say, Ben?
I had Norris.
I had Verstappen, and it went to Verstappen. And driver of the day, what'd you say?
I had Verstappen.
I had Hülkenberg, and it went to Verstappen.
I actually got that one, finally.
So, nice. All right. The upcoming week, we are at the streets of Arlington in Texas.
Is a street.
It's a street. It's a street. Yep. Shocker. That's why I put streets of Arlington.
I like to confirm.
Yeah. We're always wrong. Watch it be like a
Road America.
That'll be the super speedway.
What is Road America?
I don't know. It's not a road.
I can't drive on it.
Pole position, what'd you say, Ben?
I got Kirkwood for this one.
I said Lundgaard. Podium, what'd you say?
I think it'll be Kirkwood, McLaughlin, and Pillow. Not necessarily in that order.
Okay. I have McLaughlin, O'Ward, and Pillow. Winning number of pit stops.
Old reliable number 3, baby.
I said 2. All right. Formula One is going to be in Shanghai, China. What did you say for your top 5, Ben?
I've got Leclerc, Russell, Hamilton, Antonelli, and Hajar.
And then we are introducing our new dark horse. It is actually going to be biggest surprise.
The biggest surprise, I think.
That could be good. That could be bad. That could be just a surprise. Who knows?
I think it'll be Lindblad. It's really just more of a conversation starter at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it'll be Lindblad. I think he has potential to actually surprise us in good ways.
Yeah, okay. I've got Antonelli, Russell, Verstappen, Leclerc, and Norris, and I also have Lindblad as the biggest surprise. So hopefully we're shocked. Maybe he'll win the race.
That would be crazy.
It'd be insane in an RB.
I think some people would be very upset if that happened.
Yeah, probably. Notably, Toto Wolff, George Russell. Kimi Antonelli would just be like hiding in the corner. Fastest lap, what'd you say, Ben?
I've got George Russell.
I've got Leclerc, and driver of the day.
I've got Leclerc.
I have Hajar.
Ooh, interesting. That'd be a good one.
Yeah. All right, Ben. what do we got this week? Looks like a Craigslist pick.
A Craigslist pick, except it's actually just a bulk internet search at this point. I've been perusing. I found it's kind of cool. It's might be kind of lame, but it's a 2019 Jeep Cherokee Trailhawk. I think they're really cool. It's like a little all-wheel drive, rear diff locking, like pretty capable off-roader. For like $10,000, I think, less than $10,000
Nice.
For 2019. Kind of cool. I would actually like to own one because I think it'd be kind of fun to wheel one around and just beat up on it. Because that's what Jeeps are for. Because it's not like they're gonna last you a long time.
Right. Good stuff, Ben. Moving into our car spots of the week. We did this last week and I liked it. So we are moving forward. What did you see this week, Ben?
I saw a pretty cool, I think it was a 67. I'm really bad with Chevrolet, like classic Chevrolet years. I can do it with Ford really well because I was always a Ford guy. Now that I own a Corvette, I feel like I have to do a little bit of due diligence to figure out the Chevy side of classic cars.
Yeah.
But it was like a really cool gold color. It had like that kind of classic front splitter along the front. It was pretty cool.
That's pretty sweet. I saw a Lexus LC 500 on the highway.
That's pretty cool. I think he won this week.
It was gorgeous car.
Yeah.
Beautiful red color.
The LC
And it was an old lady
so cool.
driving it, which just made it so much better.
Yeah. Lexuses are driven by old people.
Yeah.
It's true.
See like an 80-year-old lady with like this on the steering wheel driving a 500 horsepower rear wheel drive car.
Yeah.
Love that.
He's like, I could have bought this or an Aston Martin.
Exactly.
Man, I wish I had CarPlay.
Does this doesn't have a CD player? What's going on?
Probably does, actually.
Probably it might, yeah. It might be fancy enough to have a CD player.
Yeah.
All right, well, that will do it for this episode of RevHang. Thank you so much for watching and listening. If you enjoyed, leave a like or rating on the platform you listened on. Subscribe or follow if you'd like to see more. If you want to see updated standings for IndyCar or F1, don't go to our website yet because they're not up yet. But maybe in the future.
Go to apple.com for all rankings.
Motorsport.com is my source.
Apple.motorsport.com.
That's right. If you have a question about racing or about us, hit us up on any socials and comments or DMs, and we may feature your question on the next show. You can follow Ben on Instagram at BenjiMeetsWorld and myself at 2N_squared. You can follow the RevHang page on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, even TikTok at RevHang Media. We'll be back in less than a week, hopefully, to talk about cars, F1, IndyCar, and whatever else.
Things we like. Things we don't like.
Everything in between.
Yeah.
But until then, I've been Nathan.
And I'm Ben.
Thanks for hanging out.
See you later.